Apparently, this video has gotten out of control, and I haven't even started it yet. Ah, I found this book the other day. Carrie Vaughn, The Immortal Conquistador. And she was one of my authors, so I decided it's a little book. Take an hour. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kostina. This is where I read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy smanchy stuff going on here. And she was one of my authors, and I was like, I'm just interested in what this, it looks like it's a standalone, and see if I can do this without destroying anything. See if I can do this without. Alright. So this is the whole series. There's a couple more after. This is the first 13. So this is the first 13 in the series. And apparently, you really need to read the first 13 to even care about what goes on in here. Because there's really there's no plot, there's no substance, there's nothing to draw you in. It's just telling you about Rick, aka Ricardo's early life. That's it. It's his little sub story. And the author refers to the fact that took place in it's mentioned throughout the books. So it was just, you can fill in that sentence any which way you want. It was just good, it was just bad, it was just nice, it was just. Because you need Kitty in the midnight hour. Kitty goes to Washington. Kitty takes a holiday. Kitty takes a silver bullet. And Smokey's over here begging for attention. This new setup doesn't allow her to participate. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Allow her to participate the way she likes. We're working on getting her a table. I bring it over some days for the longer vids, but for the shorter vids. So where were we? Oh, Kitty and the Dead Man. And Kitty Raises Hell. And Kitty House of Horrors. And Kitty Goes to War. Kitty's Big Trouble. Kitty Steals the Show. Kitty Rocks the House. Kitty in the Underworld. Kitty Saves the World. So you really have to know those to understand this little itty bitty book. It's just telling his origins, how he was turned, what happened to him in his early days, how he refused to be a leader. He just kept people safe. He didn't know he was turned, but then he killed the people that turned him. So he didn't know about drinking. If you kill your master, drink his blood to gain his power. He didn't know that. He didn't know about making slaves. He didn't know about, all he knew was don't go out to sunlight. He did not know about having to be invited in. He's been alive over 100 years before someone brings that to his attention. He never knew he had to be invited in any place. And he was a vampire. He knew about the blood, about the no sunlight. But up to that, he really doesn't know much of anything, and he really doesn't care much about those rules. And he's like 100 years in before someone explains to him about the being invited in. And then it's a little after that that he gets told about drinking the master's blood and taking over his territory and protecting his people. And then it's a little after that that he's told other vampire rules. And he's a little after that. It jumps around. There's no. It's like the book skips all over the place. He arrives in this place because he's going to tell somebody that someone is passed. And he wanted to tell somebody is passed in person. And then it's not chapter 1 or chapter 2. It's not a prologue. It's not none of that stuff is listed here. He's just like, he's traveling here. He gets here. He talks to the people here. And then the next chapter is his origins, how he started. It doesn't say chapter 1. It's just the title. And that's it. And then they spend a little time there in that time frame, and then they skip to another time frame, and you're not told they skip to another time frame. It just skips. And then we skip again to another time frame, and then we skip again to another time frame. And it was like it just that's basically the thing of it. I was like, there was just no substance. I didn't care, but we didn't get drawn in. He didn't know. He was ignorant of all these things about vampires, so he didn't care. He just wanted to live his life. And that was it. And it was like 100 years goes by, someone tells him A, another 100 years go by, someone tells him B, another 100 years go, tells him B. He's been living all this time without all these rules. So why does he need them now? And then he finally ends up at the person's thing that he was going to tell about being dead. Well, because he went to see the abbot. And then, like I said, we skipped to all this other stuff in between. We just jumped, no explanation, no years given, no dates, no sequential offerings of any kind in the chapters. And then he finally, it's like over 100 pages in, he finally ends up in the abbot, and the abbot starts questioning him about his life. They have his whole life story, but they're missing huge gaps. Can he please fill in the gaps in his story? So he fills in a few of those gaps for them, and they talk about, like, that's it. It's like, what's the point? Now, one day, because I just did it not too long ago, and I'm not in the mood to do it right now, I may do it later over the summer or something. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But if you want to read a short vampire series, and maybe I'll do this as another video too. I haven't done her yet, and I need to put these in order. But you start here with Raphael. Vampires in America story. You start with these guys. Good story, good plot, and adult situations. And then each of his minions gets their own story, their own territory, other people. Duncan, these are not in order, I just took them down. We even have females, Sophia, Rajamund, Christian, Gabrielle, a couple of short stories with Sin and Raphael, our favorite couple. And Quinn and the rest of them. So, like I said, if you don't want to have to read all these, because it's been a long time since I've read these, so I wasn't too familiar with the characters. I knew Kitty a little. It's been a really long time since I've read these. But, and they've gotten good reviews. But to come out of the blue and pick this up, he didn't care. It was just his backstory. That's it. No special woman, no special love, no special plot line. Just him walking around being ignorant of who he was and what his powers were and what anything like that. He was just totally 100% ignorant of the whole situation. So that was it. You want to check it out? If you're interested in knowing Rick or Ricardo's backstory, check it out. Other than that, it was just. Have a good one.